I'm Janet Dupree from Engagement Dynamics. On the 14th of August 2020, we launched our unique global Astute Woman events. The 3-hour online function flew by, with deep engagement and short, riveting presentations from an exceptional lineup of speakers. Participants were encouraged and inspired with thought-provoking poetry, performance, art, and music integrated into profound leadership learning conversations. The presentation which follows is a clip from this extraordinary encounter.
Her name is Sagel. It is derived from the word sagesse, which means wisdom in French. She's currently doing her final year in human anatomy, physiology, and genetics at UCT and hopes to pursue a career in neuroscience, neurosurgery, or maybe both. In essence, she loves everything that there is to love about the brain. She loves gaining knowledge and giving back, which she does extensively through tutoring, mentoring, debate coaching, and as a youth leader in her church. Leadership has been a great focus in her life, and she's currently holding a position as one of the Golden Key UCT chapter directors. She's been enabled to have an attitude of perseverance in spades, a spirit of excellence like I've seldom met. And as a twist on Descartes' words, I believe that anything I can think, I can, therefore be it. Thank you, Sagel.
Thank you. So from Aristotle, the anima on the soul, to Descartes' res cogitans, a thinking thing, and the vast fields of psychology and neuroscience trying to grasp the concept of mind, we are still to understand its extremities. Although biologically speaking, everyone who has a brain and can think by processing sensory information through their neurons in the cerebral cortex. And that's why even animals have some level of sensory awareness, right? And they can flee from danger. But the awareness that I'm going to speak about today is another level of application of thinking. I'm going to be speaking about awareness in two folds: awareness of self and awareness of the environment. Awareness means directing your thoughts to analyze the context around you. And this is particularly important, right? Because once you are aware of your environment, you're able to adapt to change, apply your mind to change, and ultimately be a tool for progress. And this is an important notion because the environment that we find ourselves in is ever-changing. Changes like aging, or seasons like summer and winter, or the unexpected explosion in Beirut, or the unprecedented lockdown. Change is inevitable. And because change is inevitable, therefore applying your mind to change becomes a survival instinct. But then, okay, so what does applying your mind to change actually mean? It means to overcome. It means to be given lemons and make lemonade and all the amazing, wonderful motivational quotes you've heard before. It means to look inside yourself, discover yourself, and realize that the greatness within you is exactly what you need to carry on, right? And also, in this, but then you're probably thinking, okay, we started at awareness of the environment, but now we are at discovering yourself. That took a tangent, but that is exactly what awareness means. It means to discover yourself and then realize that what you have inside you is exactly what you need, because you cannot adapt to an environment without changing. And you won't know what to change to unless you know who you are and what you're capable of changing to. I don't know if I just... As Romans 12:2 says, it tells us that we should be transformed by the renewing of our minds. This is the most practical advice I've ever heard. It's really simple. The subject here is ourselves. It's telling us that change begins within ourselves. Okay, when we start to unpack the statement, what we see is when you look, sorry, my network. Okay. I don't know if you can still hear me. Everything's just paused.
We can hear you.
Okay, everything's just frozen. Okay. Okay, let me start again. So this means that when you look within yourselves, it means to discover, develop your talent, your gifts, cultivate your values, and ultimately embrace the humanity that is found within you. And then this form of awareness allows us to overcome loss, grief, emotional traumas, and these are things that we all experience. And ultimately, you're able to equip yourself with the tools that you need to achieve the vision that you see for yourself. Once you look inside, then you can look outside, right? And look externally and apply the change that you see. Because much of what we think is what is inside. We reflect our thoughts, and it can start small by looking in a mirror every day and telling yourself, I can do anything I apply my mind to, today will be a good day, right? And what we say is, going back to the verse above, it tells us about renewing our minds. So what does renewing our minds ultimately mean? It means letting go of old misconceptions. And once you're able to let go of these misconceptions, you're able to adapt your mind to the ever-changing environment and renew your mind. Okay, but then we become aware of our environment and all of that. How do we actually apply our mind to change and all of that? Well, we need to source new knowledge. We need to get new things in our brain. So how do we do that? How do we apply our mind to change? How do we listen to new things? How do we source this new knowledge? Well, the answer is simple. We're going back to sensory awareness. We listen. We go away from hearing. We start listening. We internalize and we act. So how do we do that? Well, 3 things. We read. We read about things you want to learn about. The second thing, we watch documentaries, things that you want to know about. 3, you speak to people with more experience. Because like King Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. So you can learn from people's experience. Once you're doing that, by listening, you're able to break the old misconceptions that you held before, and you're able to renew your mind. You know, that's exactly what we're about today. So you're able to learn things like how to deal with different people from different backgrounds, from different racial backgrounds as you, from different cultures as you. For example, someone can teach you how to make a mask in this COVID times. There's much that you can learn from other people just by listening. So what do I want to leave you with today? Learn, listen, be teachable, so that you can be aware and apply your mind to change. So that this way you can cope and deal with change instead of change dealing with you.